This may be nostalgia. This may be childhood bias. But I do not care. This is the best one of the trilogy, and it's always been one of my personal favorite Christmas films. Even before I watched the original, growing up as a kid, I was watching this one all the time at my grandmother's because she always had the DVD and always had a player. And I still have very fond memories of it, to say the least. So, yeah, this may or may not be nostalgia talking for the most part, but I just can't find myself being mean to this movie, like, at all. It has its little gripes and problems, but unlike the first one, this one's just a lot more fun, a lot more joyous, and a lot more entertaining. At least to me. I know some people still think that this isn't a very good movie, and you are entitled to your opinion. But damn it, I love this film, and we're going to talk about why. What's up, what's happening, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Animation Station, your most touch everything animation, including TV and movies. I'm your host, Justin Small. Welcome back to Season Slashings 2. Welcome to one of my personal favorite Christmas films of all time, Santa Claus 2. I had a lot of problems with the original Santa Claus, but this second one, oh man, I love this movie. I really don't know how to do it justice with any word that comes out of my speaking hole, but I'm gonna tell you right now, this is a great movie, it's a great Christmas movie, and I absolutely love it. So, it may be a little bit of bias, and it may be mostly childhood nostalgia talking for the majority of this review, but I love this movie, dude. I love this movie. I will rarely ever watch the original, but I will watch the second one any day of the week. You can call that weird, that's just how it is. Here's my review. I know it won't do it justice, but I'm going to try anyway. I hope you enjoy. I'm super excited to talk about this movie, man. Let's go. Whereas the first movie was a solid but very flawed product, the second one is absolutely fantastic. It's the one I rewatched constantly as a kid, so there might be bias here, but I still love this sequel a lot. The acting is a lot better. The story is really good. The tone is much less mean-spirited. It's actually a fun, lighthearted Christmas movie. Something, for some reason, that the original failed to do. The romance is cute and believable. The expansion of the lore and world building is excellent. The toy Santa that ultimately becomes the villain is a lot of fun to watch, and I'd argue is the best part of the movie. And the fact that he's voiced also by Tim Allen is hilarious, because you get to hear him be so over the top and hammy, and it's so funny. I can't do it justice. The toy Santa is the best part of this movie, and it's already a great movie in its own right. But he is just so much fun, and it's so funny listening to Tim Allen say all these over-the-top lines. Almost like an evil Woody, in a way. I'm sorry, not an evil Woody, an evil Buzz Lightyear. Imagine evil Buzz Lightyear as Santa Claus. With an army of nutcrackers. Do I need to say more? The villain's the best part of the movie. He is a ton of fun to watch, and whoever came up with that idea deserves a raise. The final act is absolutely hilarious. The runtime is still brisk, the character development is way better than it was in the original, the pacing is perfect, the rewatchability is high, and the magical Christmas spirit is felt all throughout its runtime. However, that doesn't mean it's perfect. I may love this movie, but I still have some gripes. The writing is still pretty hit or miss. This is a direct-to-DVD sequel. You get what you get with those. The effects are still very low budget. No surprise there. Live-action Disney movies usually have a low budget. And the humor is more low-hanging fruit rather than actually being clever. I will give it this. The comedy in the original is better. But this one, even with its low-hanging fruit, is somehow more entertaining. Not really sure why. I guess it's just how it is. Overall, it's a huge improvement over the original, and one that is among my personal favorite Christmas movies. Cute, fun, and much more memorable than its predecessor. It's the one that I can easily recommend the most out of the trilogy. Very highly recommended, and no, I'm not discussing the awful threequel that killed the series this year because A Christmas Horror Story was torture enough. Deal with it. I'm not reviewing that awful third piece of crap. No, I refuse. Anyway, sorry, derailed for a second there. Final verdict for this movie is a high 9 out of 10. Call it bias, I don't care. I love this movie. I will always love this movie, and you will never get me to not love this movie. Even with its little gripes and flaws, it's still fun. It's still a great time. And I have an amazing blast every single time that I watch it. Highly recommend checking this movie out if you haven't already. It is a ton of fun. Alright. See you in the next review. See ya.
Listen out to forget, so listen and you won't regret. Be true to yourself, don't miss your chance, and you won't end up like the fool who